For $4,000, you can buy an adjustable bed with a lift motor rated to run 2 minutes out of every 20, a remote that will not pair with any other bed on Earth, and a 20-year warranty that stops fully covering that motor somewhere around year 3. Meanwhile, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued 9 recalls of adult portable bed rails since 2021, plus 2 separate product warnings covering more than 3 million units and associated with 18 reported deaths. Those rails are sold in the same showrooms by the same salespeople to the same buyers, usually to the same worried adult children shopping for a parent. This video names the specific brands and the specific practices worth avoiding, and most shoppers have heard of one of them, maybe 2. The third one is the entire reason this video exists. Start with the part almost every video on this subject gets wrong. The powered base itself, the steel frame with the motors that raises your head and your feet, has a modest safety record. Search the Federal Recall Database, and what comes back is electrical, and none of it involves a reported death. In March of 2012, Leggett & Platt recalled about 25,200 power foundations because a component on the motor control board could short and overheat. 29 complaints, no injuries. In April of 2017, Craftmatic recalled roughly 50,000 beds over side-mounted power outlets that could be wired incorrectly. No injuries reported. 2 accessory recalls sit alongside those. Select Comfort pulled 90,000 air pump cords in 2003, and Sleep Number recalled about 11,900 foot warmers in 2017, with 1 minor burn that needed no medical attention. 4 recalls across 2 decades, not 1 reported death. Now here is the number that actually matters. Between January of 1985 and January of 2013, the Food and Drug Administration logged 901 incidents of patients caught, trapped, or strangled in hospital beds. 531 of those people died. The agency reports the victims were overwhelmingly frail, elderly, or confused. The Consumer Product Safety Commission adds that 92% of adult portable bed rail fatalities come from entrapment, usually of the head or the neck. The motorized base is not what hurts people. The accessory bolted to the side of it is, and nobody on that showroom floor is going to walk you through that distinction before you hand over your card. If this is the kind of thing nobody tells you in the mattress store, subscribe, because this is what every video on this channel does. The first name on this list is the one everybody has heard of, and the problem with it is not the steel. It is what happens when the company that made it changes its mind. Sleep Number built its entire business on the idea that the bed is a computer. Adjustable firmness, sleep scoring, responsive air, a phone app that tracks you all night. On a premium smart bed, the firmness control genuinely requires that app. If the connection is gone, those features are gone with it. To be precise, because this matters, the base still articulates. The head and the foot still go up and down on the wireless remote. The bed does not become furniture, but everything you paid the premium for lives on somebody else's server. In January of 2026, the company shut down its Breathe IQ app and deleted the snore data that went with it. Owners did not get a vote. Then there is the financial picture, and this comes straight out of public filings rather than anybody's opinion. In the annual report Sleep Number filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission on March 11th of 2026, covering the 2025 fiscal year, the company reported net sales down 16% to $1.4 billion and a net loss of $132 million against a $20 million loss the year before. A separate quarterly filing showed borrowings of roughly $606 million as of April 4th of 2026. Both filings carry the same sentence. These conditions raise substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. That is not a prediction about the company. It is a disclosure the company made about itself. And when you have bought a bed whose headline features depend on a server staying online for the next 15 years, that language is the single most relevant sentence in the entire purchase. The company has also drawn repeated class action litigation, and the honest version includes the outcomes. A mold claim was filed in 2008. A securities case filed in December of 2021 was dismissed with prejudice in July of 2023, meaning the court threw it out and refused to let the plaintiffs try again. A deceptive pricing case filed in January of 2025, alleging that advertised sale prices were never genuine prices, remains pending. Allegations are not findings, and the company disputes them, which brings us to the brand with the actual federal enforcement record. Craftmatic is the name most people over 60 can hum the jingle for. On the 7th of November 2007, Craftmatic Industries and 3 of its subsidiaries agreed to pay a $4.4 million civil penalty to settle a case brought by the Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Justice. At the time, it was the second largest penalty ever assessed for do not call violations. Read what the government said the company actually did. It harvested phone numbers from sweepstakes entry forms, then placed tens of thousands of calls to people on the national do not call registry, and made what the case described as millions of abandoned calls, meaning the consumer picks up and there is nobody there. A settlement is not an admission of wrongdoing, and Craftmatic did not admit any. But the money changed hands, and today the company carries an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, its accreditation revoked in 2023, with complaints about beds paid for and never delivered. Now the failure mode that costs the most, people the most money, and it never appears in a single recall notice. Adjustable bed remotes use proprietary radio signals matched to one specific control box. Compatibility is determined by that control box part number, not by the brand name on the bed, and parts sellers report they frequently will not work across generations of the same manufacturer. Richmat control boxes, which sit inside an enormous number of budget bases sold under other people's names, are a common example. An older box will not talk to a newer remote. So consider classic brands. That company is out of business. It offers no product warranty because there is no company left to honor one. Owners with a dead control box often cannot get it repaired at all, and the only path forward is replacing the entire control system. Certain Leggett and Platt and Mattress Firm 300 remotes have also been discontinued, which means the same forced upgrade. Sit with that. A frame of perfectly good welded steel, 2 working motors, and a $50 plastic part nobody makes anymore. That is not a defect. Nothing broke that was not supposed to break. It is simply a product designed with a part number that outlives the company that assigned it, which leaves the warranty itself, and this is where the marketing does its heaviest lifting. BedTech advertises a 20-year warranty. Read the terms, and years 3 through 15 cover 50% of the electronic parts, meaning the motor, control box, power supply, remote, massage motor, and cords. You pay the other half, plus service and installation. ErgoMotion is more striking still. Full coverage runs 2 years. Years 3 through 5 are parts only, with the customer paying every transport and service cost. And the headline 10-year warranty specifically excludes the cover, the shroud, the platform, the legs, the actuator lift motors, the massage motors, the control box, the remotes, the power supply, and the cords. Take that list and ask what is left. The steel. You are being sold a decade of coverage on the one component that almost never fails. Leggett and Platt structures its warranties as 1 year full, 2 more years parts only, then a long prorated tail on the frame, and it states plainly that the warranty is not transferable. Saatva offers 25 years on its upgraded base, with full repair or replacement in the first 5, after which electronics and drive motors are excluded outright. Across every major brand we examined, coverage collapses to frame only somewhere between year 2 and year 5. That is not a coincidence. That is the category telling you exactly which parts it expects to fail. Here is the part the showroom will never say out loud. Most of these brands do not make anything. Leggett & Platt states it is the largest manufacturer of adjustable bases in North America, and it supplies private label bases to companies whose logos you would recognize instantly. ErgoMotion, out of Santa Barbara, California, describes itself as the largest adjustable base manufacturer worldwide. Purple's power base is built by Reverie, and Purple's newer premium smart base is warranted through ErgoMotion. The mower aisle problem, all over again. Different remote, different sticker, same frame underneath. That same looseness runs through the marketing. In October of 2021, the Federal Trade Commission ordered Resident Home, the parent company behind Nectar and DreamCloud, to pay $753,000 over false claims that imported DreamCloud mattresses were made with 100% American-made materials. It was a repeat matter. The company had already been under a 2018 order about assembled in America claims. And when a brand collapses, the bases do not stop existing. In January of 2023, Serta Simmons Bedding filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. This was a company representing roughly 19% of American bedding sales, more than 3,600 employees, and about 2,200 independent retailers. It cut its funded debt from roughly $1.9 billion to about $315 million and emerged that June. The brands and their warranty programs continued, but anyone shopping a 25-year promise from any bedding company should understand that it is only ever as durable as the balance sheet behind it. Which leaves the practical question: what separates a base that lasts from one that does not? Start with a specification almost nobody reads. Adjustable bed actuators are typically rated at about a 10% duty cycle, which manufacturers print on the motor as 2 minutes of movement, followed by 18 minutes of rest. Read that correctly. It does not mean a dozen small adjustments across a night will hurt anything, because those are seconds of runtime spread across hours. What it means is that these motors are built for intermittent duty, not continuous duty, and they carry thermal limits accordingly. The frame is rated in decades. The motor moving it is rated in minutes per hour. Guess which one the 20-year warranty is actually about? So look for 3 things, and none of them appear on the price tag. First, who made the actuators? Look for Okin, Limos, or Dewar. Okin states its actuators are endurance tested to 10,000 cycles, and that number is published because it is the one that matters. Second, an honest weight rating. A credible premium base states something like 850 pounds inclusive of the mattress and evenly distributed. One budget. Classic Brand's base was listed at 210 pounds. Third, and this is the one nobody checks, can you still buy a replacement remote by part number in 10 years? By that standard, 3 companies hold up: Leggett & Platt on the strength of parts volume and a dealer service technician network; Reverie, which publishes part number-based replacement for remotes and control boxes and sells upgrade packages for bases 5 years and older; and Rise Home, a brand of Mantua Manufacturing, an Ohio company founded in 1952, which publishes 5 years of genuinely full coverage, including the electronics, before its 20-year frame term takes over. 5 real years beats 20 prorated ones every single time. Every adjustable bed in that store has a number in its story. 20 years, 25 years, lifetime. None of it is technically dishonest. But there is a real difference between a warranty measured in years and a warranty measured in what it actually covers. And between a bed a technician can still fix in 2036 and a bed that becomes 80 pounds of scrap steel the day a part number is retired. Ask 3 questions before you buy. Who built the motors? What does the warranty exclude? And can you still get a remote for this thing a decade from now? If a salesperson cannot answer all 3, you already have your answer. If you would rather learn all this before you sign than after, subscribe. Reading recall databases and warranty fine print, so you do not have to, is the entire job here.